Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at LatinVFR's Airbus A340, which was released today. Now, quick look inside the cockpit, and we've got the EFB system towards our left on the mini iPad. You can import flight charts from SimBrief and Navigraph. You've got the ability to look at how many passengers you've got, as well as a few other stuff. Let's just take a quick look at the controls. You've got this seatbelt and no smoking sound, which I quite like the sound of. There is also the ability to dump fuel, but I've not got around to finding out how that works. I'll probably give it a check over tomorrow. Cockpit temperature, cabin temperature, you've got quite a lot of interactive gauges that you can mess around with. Some don't work, some do. If you saw my previous video, the showcase view mode, I went through the cabins. So you've got business, premium, economy, and then you've also got economy. So this is just a quick video flying from Brussels on Air Belgium to Rome. Just wanted to get to grips with the plane. I filmed this video 2 times already, but the first one cut off. I don't know why. And as you saw at the beginning, the plane just steered left automatically without me doing anything on the controls. So I don't know if that's a bug or not, but it has happened to me twice. So not a great start to it. But let's reach V1 and take off, and then we'll engage autopilot and see how that works, whether it works properly or not. Initial impressions of the plane: feels very heavy. But I'm trying to take off here. Usually with like the A320, the 330, the 787, the 380, the amount of pressure I put on my analog stick, the plane would have just gone up. But this one, for some reason, it just wants to dip down. And I had some issues during landing as well. In my previous video, that just cut off for some reason. Let's say autopilot, altitude and speed, and let's see if this works properly. I've had hit and miss with it. For some reason, it does guide the plane towards the correct route, but in this instance, the altitude and the speed, it was just not linking up to what I set it to. So you can see it's turning nicely here, but again, I had speeds going up to like 320 knots when I set it to around 250 or something, and then the altitude was just hovering around 6,000 I think, whereas where I set it to around 13,000. So I'm hoping that's just a small bug, because in the other video I had, it did work quite well, but in some instances it just bugs out, which is quite annoying. Yeah, even when turning the plane myself manually, like I said before, it does feel quite heavy. It's like a complete 360 from the Airbus A380, which is supposed to be a heavy aircraft, but in reality it feels really light when I'm flying it on this game. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is a study level aircraft or not. LatinVFR, they're okay when it comes to releasing planes, hit and miss. I've got the Airbus 330 from them, the A321s, and they are okay. I've not really had any issues with them. You can see here the plane's just leveling out at this altitude when I set it to go much higher. So taking off autopilot, and I'm just gonna manually increase my altitude and see how that looks. I'm not really seeing the inside of an A340 cockpit, so I'm not sure whether it's that realistic or not, but from the pictures that I've seen, it does mimic it quite a bit. All these cockpits looked the same to me. I recently just went into an Airbus A319 cockpit in real life, and yeah, quite amazed at being one in real life. Now we're going to check out showcase view from the wing, see how this looks whilst we're in flight. This is the one thing that was missing on the Airbus A380, which is so annoying, and we've not released or had an update for that in ages, so God knows if we're gonna get any. I do love the views of showcase mode. LatinVFR went into quite a bit of detail trying to get as many viewpoints as they could, and I think they nailed it on that. Now we've got this angle, we've got from behind the wing, plenty more. Again, I showed them on the showcase video, so if you've not seen that, go have a look. Like I said before, turn off autopilot and then just manually increase the altitude and see how it is to fly. Right, so now I'm gonna do time travel to final, which is basically me attempting to land at the airport, and I'm just gonna see if there's any sound issues on that, which I've had in other aircraft, so I'm hoping it's not the same for this.
140, follow the generic on final.
And it seems like that is an issue. No sound whenever you do the moving in time thingy, which is a bit annoying, as that's one of the main focal points on my videos. I usually do takeoff, cruising, and then landing, so to not have the engine sound is a bit of a pain, as it means now I've just got to restart the game and then go into the airport I want to land on. It's just one of those bugs that keeps happening on games. We're gonna attempt landing. Let's see how this is. In the past video that I attempted to record, I had an issue with landing. It's the fact that when you do land and your wheels touch the ground, the front of the airplane just keeps wanting to lift up for some reason, as if you want to take off. I've had that a few times now. Let's see if we have it here. But honestly, upon initial impressions, I'm a bit 50-50 with this plane. It's nice having a new aircraft, it's nice having the A340, but there are a few bugs. For me, the engine issue, the engine sound is an issue. Autopilot doesn't work as much as I want it to be. And when you do put autopilot on, the plane just lifts so much as if it's gonna go into stall mode. I've had that a few times as well. It's just banking so high, so you need to take off autopilot and then just try and level out the plane. There are some instances where speed and altitude just doesn't work properly. The landing issue I just told you about a few seconds ago. Let's see how this goes here.
40, 30, 10, retard.
So we've touched ground, but I can just feel the airplane trying to lift up, and from this side angle you can see the same as well. I'm pushing the analog stick down, but it just takes a bit of force. But yeah, first flight in, I don't know, I'm 50-50 on this. I'm leaning towards not buying it, but I'm hoping this plane can be fixed in future updates. I mean, here in the UK it costs £24, so it's not that bad of a price compared to something like PMDG. This isn't a study level aircraft like the Boeing 737 MAX, so I wouldn't expect that much. But yeah, I think there are just more bugs so far with this plane than good things. I mean, it is interactive a lot. There are a lot of features you can play around with. Showcase camera modes are good, and there are a lot of liveries, which is a plus. But right now, I'm leaning towards not buying it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, press that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.